Yo, what up, beautiful people? It is Jam the comedian here.
This is Mr NiceGuy Rugby out here, and we are here to share our passion about SA sport.
Yeah, so this is Experts on the Couch, and we have a mutual passion for, obviously, SA sports, specifically rugby, and I think just sports in general, but schoolboy rugby and obviously the national teams or national teams, but also the local teams, your URC teams, Curry Cup, what have you. But I think we're gonna start today with the chat with schoolboy rugby.
Yes.
Pretty big weekend, lots of fixtures. I was able to go to Paul this weekend, Paul versus Stellenberg. My first time watching Stellenberg live, and they lost, so I was a bit disappointed by that. But Paul did very well.
Always a special experience going out to Paul, though.
Yeah, I mean, Paul. Me and my friend, when we first arrived, we were like, why don't they have more of a, stadium kind of vibe or whatnot? But then you see from where the boys are sitting. You see the backdrop of the mountains and everything. You like
Stunning,
that would
yeah.
So like a big stand on the other side might kill that sort of ambiance and that view that they have. But like you say, very good day out to go to Paul, and the conditions this weekend were crazy. It was good weather. The sun was out. So there wasn't excuses in my book.
Yeah.
And I heard Paul, him and Bishops were battling it down the road.
That's correct.
So I've never been. I've been to Paul, but never been for rugby fixture. So it was nice to.
Special.
I'm sure you've got experience of.
For sure. No,
going there from school days, and then when you're working or coaching. I'm sure you've had a few encounters that side.
No, for sure. Absolutely love that town. Obviously, as a Bosch boy myself, took a few hidings out there.
Yeah, I can imagine, man. Me and my friends were discussing this, and we were like, how does, the southern suburb schools, you guys play some really tough fixtures. I mean, I think in 1 year, you guys, okay, for example, this year, you guys will play Stellenberg, you'll play Prim, you'll play Boys High, you'll play Paul Roos. Am I leaving anyone out?
I mean, those are the terrifying ones.
Do you guys Landbo?
We played Landpo in the second week, and we had Paul Roos last week. Yeah.
Landbo, and you don't play Oakdale?
No.
So you go as far as Landbo?
Correct.
Where is Boland Landbo?
It's closer to Wellington, so just before Paul, if you hook a left, they're going towards.
With them, you never know with Boland Landbo. They have hot years, and some years they've been. But I mean, for traditionally English school to have those fixtures on your fixture list is quite crazy.
No, it is.
I don't know how you guys do it, but from your time, even when you were at school, do you remember you guys beating any of them, first team level?
No, I'll be honest with you, back in my day, a win was 28-10, and when we went 8-10 up at half time, we were quite happy with that.
Yeah, we're.
But talking about a jam, reiterating on that, the southern suburb schools actually call it N1 fever, so it's a thing going across that side of the world.
Oh, yeah. We used to in Eastern Cape, we had... our biggest fixtures back then was Grey and Selborne, toughest. Let me say toughest because the biggest is against Kingswood.
For sure.
But we'd call it Selborne and Grey fever because some guys would be fit the whole season, then all of a sudden Grey is coming up, then guys have these mysterious illnesses.
Yeah.
And then, or they have an injury and niggle, then they back next week when we're playing Cambridge and all these other schools.
Yeah, it's an amazing thing. Eh?
So some guys have these miraculous 1 week recoveries. But before we get carried away, I want to take a look and just go through some of the results that we saw this past weekend, especially schoolboy, or specifically for schoolboy rugby. And yeah, we'll just chat if anything sort of stands out. We saw Maritzburg, Northwood 27-24, very good Northwood side. Westville 40, Cares no, not too much to talk about there.
Tough out there.
DHS 36-24 against Kersney. St. Charles drawing to Glenwood. Glenwood is actually one of the schools over the years that's sort of looked like they've gone down a bit. Hilton still undefeated. Hilton 44-7 against Pretoria Boys High.
Side's looking hot.
Yeah.
Oh.
The Hilton side could go unbeaten, even though I've given some Hiltonians some flack because they're only playing 13 games this season. And then, yeah, okay. And then there's a couple here, St. David's and these characters, but I think we'll skip just to page 2. Affy's getting a big win over Grey Bloom.
Huge result that.
I think that they said the first time in over a decade that they won.
That's
and it was in Pretoria, so that was 28-21. I think that's Bloom's 4th loss of the season.
Yeah, I think you're correct.
Like when I was at school, Bloom went like 2-3 years undefeated.
I was about to say it's like 4 losses every decade.
Yeah, so it's a testament to where schoolboy rugby is at though. As much as we've always put Grey Bloom at like this pedestal, now teams are actually hungry to,
go after them
and make something of the game and make something of the fixture. Because they were, in the 2000s, they were ahead of everyone by a mile. Like in their worst season, they'd lose like 2 games in the 2000s. Like, it was crazy.
True. The world's gonna hate me for saying this, but it's almost like the Springboks.
Yeah, no one will hate you for saying it. Okay, and then our friends down the way in Rondebosch played Paarlgem, and they got a hiding with a 66-14. I didn't watch that game because I was at the Paul Boys game, but 66-14. Well, I don't know what's happening at Bishops this year.
It's been a tough few transitions at Bishops. Obviously the inside info, I don't know if I should share this, but Robbie Fleck obviously joining Bishops next year is going to be a massive thing. But again, like for the past 3-4 years, it's just been, in my opinion, too many changes there for consistency to start flowing.
Okay. And is Flecky going to be the head of rugby or head coach?
It seems like it. Obviously, it's very much rumours at the moment. That's why I started my conversation with.
Because I've seen him I saw him at the Bishop St Andrews game.
Yes.
And he wasn't looking like an old boy. He was looking like someone who's here to sort of watch things and scout
and start understanding.
Start looking at what he's got to work with.
Yeah, no, I don't know why he thinks his UCT days are over, but who knows? Maybe he does both out there.
That will be challenging, but Flecky obviously great rugby mind. I've had the privilege of meeting him a few times. Very nice guy, good rugby brain. Obviously a Western Cape Bishop's legend, so I hope those news are true.
Yes.
I think with the tradition of their running rugby, with Sasha doing well, I think it's even if you're a Rondebosch boy as you are, it is good when Bishops play a good brand of rugby and are doing well.
For sure.
It looks good.
It's some of the most attractive rugby to watch.
Yeah. Sure. So as much as you're a Rondebosch boy, I still think we can give credit to where it's due in terms of when they do run the ball, they can.
100%,
yeah.
100%.
Then we have Paul Boys versus Stellenberg, 29-7.
Massive.
I was there for that game. Off camera, I'll show you the video when the Stellenberg team ran on, and I thought it was going to be closer than it was. I hadn't watched them, but like I said, a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, that I went with to Paul, he had watched them a couple of times live, and he did speak specifically of their forward pack, which their forward pack was actually scrumming Paul boys very well.
Wow.
And dominating in the scrums, but the hits that Paul boys were putting in were just crazy.
Really, some of those double hits makes a huge difference.
Yeah, where like they had no answer. Stellenberg had no answer, but yeah, I mean they're playing you guys next week, so good luck with that. I hope they don't take out too much steam on you. And then the next game, unfortunately, is Paul Roos versus Rondebosch. We saw 41-17 there. I don't know if you can comment on what, as you were there. So I feel like that's more for you to.
For sure. No, it was a tough day out there. I mean, just to, short story short, we played 18 games and we lost 18 games from under 14 to
That's what we call a whitewash.
Correct.
That's what a cultured person would call a whitewash.
No, this is true. But the first team game, just going into the main game, obviously 41-17 being the final result. They were comfortably in control of the game, the entire game. But I mean, at a stage we were 7 points behind, obviously coming back. And I mean, as schoolboy rugby goes, you would know, Jam, the momentum's a funny thing.
Yeah.
And again, the momentum's flipped. And as the Afrikaner schools do so well, they strangle you and they score tries at the end and make sure that scoreboard pressure just gets pressured on there.
Yeah. And they can be very tough up front as well. Technical skills in the scrum, lineouts, like very disciplined. That's what I saw with even when Stellenberg were down. Paul boys, like you say, the Afrikaner schools, those sort of details, they always a step ahead.
Yeah, just world class.
Okay, and then the one game I went to, so I was able to go to 2 games this past weekend. Wynberg versus Grey High. Probably the shock of the weekend. Wynberg obviously had beaten Bishops the week before. I don't know who Grey had beaten going into this fixture, but Grey seemed to be also turning their season around or starting to look good. And then it was 41-17 to Wynberg.
That's what a performance from Wynberg, yeah?
I was telling a friend, my brother was at Grey PE, my older brother, 2001. So obviously when they host the Wynberg fixture, you host someone for the night. So I've been following Wynberg versus Grey since 2001. And I don't think, and maybe anyone watching can correct me, I don't think I've seen that big of a score. It's usually, if Wynberg wins, it's like a try.
Try at the end to win it.
Yeah. Or 3-pointer, something. It's not usually something this crazy, but 41-17. I think Wynberg are playing Sachs next week, so that's their biggest derby here. And then Grey play St Andrews, so that could be, I mean, both the fixtures, as you can see, 41-17, 41-17, identical scores.
But just speaking about Wynberg, Jam, I also just wanted to say congratulations to Nick Groom. I mean, that guy has done immaculate work at Wynberg as the director of rugby. Obviously, we all know the name, playing Stormers and Connacht and the good scrum off back in the days. But he's taken over at Wynberg, and I mean, results are speaking for themselves.
Yes. And apparently they've got a hot under-16 team as well. So there's going to be a good succession plan. I was speaking to some of the old boys at the van. They were very keen for the next 2 or 3 years. They said they've got some good players coming through.
It's exciting times there at Wynberg.
And then Boland Landbo 26, Sachs 22.
It's not a bad effort on the farm. Not a bad effort.
Yeah, at all. And then Oakdale 27, Otanika 21.
Amazing.
That's the last sort of big one in Oakdale. Doing quite well this season, in and around, getting big fixtures, getting some. I think they've had a couple of good games against the more traditionally, well-placed schools. So it's good to see. But overall, I think, yeah, it was a good weekend of schoolboy rugby.
No, incredible. I mean, as you said, Jam, you and Paul, and you in the southern suburbs. What a
treat, man, to go from one side to the other and just witness good rugby, witness full stands, witness, just boys having the time of their lives, banter between the schools, that whole war cry sort of, vibe that's created. Even last week, when me and my friends went to go watch you guys versus Sax, which is Rondebosch versus Sax, we enjoyed when the final whistle went and the Rondebosch boys basically ran past the Sax guys and were like, I don't know if they got into trouble for that or...
Monday morning assembly was another story.
Yeah. I think that's what makes schoolboy rugby. That's what I've always enjoyed about it. The banter, the ability. For example, there was a couple of weeks ago, Sia Kulisi tagged me in a story where he just arrived in PE, then he was showing his kids the Kulisi field,
yes,
which used to be back then called the Phillip field, and he tagged a couple of us St Andrews guys, and he was like, "Yeah, you guys know,
so special,
you guys know what used to happen, kind of vibe." And he's not lying, man.
Proper throwback.
We used to, when we used to go to Grey, we. So how the Khim 18 out of 18 losses, that could happen against Grey. That's what used to happen some years where we go to Grey and everyone just
clean sweeps,
just a clean sweep, hockey clean sweep, debating, they just defeating the school, like
shame though.
They're just sending you back to Grahamstown. They're like, you guys are not good at anything. Go back to Grahamstown. Go figure it out. We don't want to see you until the next year. Before we get too carried away, as you know, we love schoolboy rugby, so it's nice to chat about it. But let's go into the professional ranks, and I think this is also more of your forte. The URC. What are we looking at? What's your feedback from the URC? I know I'm very excited. The Stormers home quarterfinal. Stormers, obviously, these last two games looking a bit shaky, but
as we do on the road.
But let's unpack the URC and the sort of the next steps going. It's the knockouts now. So some people will say it's a reset. So what's your feedback and what's your analysis on some of the games that we'll see?
Jam. I mean, I'm sure you'll agree with me. What another exhilarating weekend of URC rugby. And I'm just going to go back to why do we have so many good South African URC teams? It starts with these amazing schools that we have, and it starts with the school system. And as Jam was saying, it's such a special system of professional with the balance of vibe and fun, and it's just an incredible thing. And obviously with you being from Paul to the southern suburbs, can you agree with me saying immaculate weather and SA Rugby equals the best in the world?
Oh yes. Beautiful.
But yes, so just going back to your question, I mean, what another incredible weekend of URC rugby. Obviously the Bulls taking on Munster at home in the quarterfinals next. We got, as you mentioned, we got Stormers against Cardiff at Greenpoint Stadium. Very excited for that because, I mean, Sasha Fine Wine and the boys, I think, are going to come out flowing.
Kid Chocolate, that's my guy.
Wow. Cardiff really put on an incredible game last week, but as Dobbo said, we've honestly never beaten them at Arms Park before, and they've only lost one game this entire season at Cardiff, so don't be too hard on the Cape Townian side, please, lads.
Okay.
Cardiff, I just want to give the credit to Cardiff there because they are unstoppable at home. Dobbo almost explains it as that arena becomes so small, you feel like you can't breathe type of thing.
Yes.
And then obviously we must give credit to the Lions. I mean, they've written their own story, don't you think?
Yeah.
Obviously it would have been lovely to have them at Ellis Park, but they are travelling over to Dublin to face the mighty Leinster team. What do you think's going to happen out there?
But you know what? I just, like you say, I want to give credit to the Lions. There was a stage where Lions were not looking good in the URC in general, and they've really regrouped as a franchise. Obviously, they've got some challenges with attendance at times at their stadium and Obviously, we hope that gets figured out going forward. But
would you move to a smaller stadium just so, while you're on that point?
Yeah, I would, man. I would. So I did something at people can comment and give their opinion. I did something at Ellis Park, and a lot of people that I was chatting to, they said their issues with the safety and like of the area, and surrounding area and whatnot. But then there isn't like what's the alternative? You can't go to UJ and play games there. Wits maybe, I don't know, but I don't know if that would be a solution to. I mean, the Lions have to have a big stadium. It's a Joburg.
For sure. So you're telling me there's physically no other option at the moment that's currently built in a way?
No.
Okay.
I mean, unless say you want to take games to St. Stithians or St. John.
No, but like you said, I don't.
Yeah, that will kill that will kill the whole esteem of the franchise if they. But I would love for those stadiums to be more full. Yeah. I think it's something Sarah needs to look at. But back to what you were saying, it's going to be tough for Lions, but let's hope for the best. It's going to be tough though.
No, for sure.
On the road, quarter with a strong opposition. Let's see how it works out. Yeah.
But I mean, Chris Smith, the top points scorer at the moment in the competition.
Yeah, on good form. Yeah, very on good form. So he's keeping one of my friends out of the team. So as much as he's doing well, he's keeping one of my boys out, Sam J. Francis.
So, yes, okay.
Yeah,
Watched a lot of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So shout out to Francis. But your time is coming.
For sure.
But I mean that's incredible for Lions to have a player like that. Yeah.
No, I mean then obviously talking about the last game, not the South African team, but the other quarterfinals, Glasgow against Connacht.
Yeah.
I mean that's also going to be a screamer of a game. But I think, I mean, as we've seen, this Glasgow side in Scotland, something else.
Yeah, this Glasgow side is very strong, but. Also, for me, I don't care too much about I'm focusing on the SA teams and their brackets. The other teams, the Glasgow and they can do whatever they want.
They can take a back seat.
Yeah, they can take a back seat. I feel like we need to make a statement. As South African teams, we need to make a statement for URC and at least have a team in the final.
Yeah.
Whatever happens in the final happens, but we need to at least have one team in the final.
For sure. And this weekend, next weekend, Lions, Bulls, Stormers. Which of the three are going through? Do you think?
Stormers and Bulls, I think, would probably go through. And Lions, it could surprise us, but I think Stormers are probably the most guaranteed. Well, Bulls have been playing some good rugby, but I think Stormers are the most guaranteed. That's the people outbid on, or that's a team rather outbid on to go through to the next round and maybe go all the way to the final.
Yes.
But obviously now with the rankings, the final will be on the road for South African team. But we'll deal with that when we get there.
For sure. I think I fully agree with you there, because as you say, Lions going out to Leinster is going to be a challenge in itself, and we all know Munster just now to play rugby in South Africa for some reason.
They're very good at whoever prepares them for the South African conditions and whatnot is doing an incredible job, because they are very good at traveling to South Africa and getting results, important results. So we'll see how that pans out. But like I said, I think for the Stormers, good opportunity to go all the way. Young, exciting team mixed with some old heads. I mean, I'd love to see the Stormers go all the way.
No, it'd be special.
Yeah.
And then speaking about the 10s, I mean, it's literally Andre Pollard against Sasha out there. Or
I was at the Bulls Stormers game, the one at DHL Stadium, and you can see there's something there.
Fighting for that 10.
It's the old head, the guy who's done the thing already. He's won the 2 World Cups. He's been Mr. Dependable. He's been there for donkey years. I mean, he, as Henry Pollard, had to unseat a guy like Morné Steyn.
For sure, yeah.
So Sash has also had to come in and be like, hey, my guy,
it's my time to shine.
it's my time. Like, you had your time. And people forget these are good rivalries to have within the game.
Yes.
So it's good. Iron sharpens iron, as they say. So it's good to have them competing like that. It will bring out the best out of them. Pollard, don't write him off at all. That guy has been basically a superstar since he was 17, 18.
Literally.
I mean, as a matric boy at Paul, he wins a World Cup under 20 championship as a matric.
Yeah.
And then to go and win 2 World Cups.
It's quite childish if you ask me.
Man, it's an incredible. Like sometimes I wonder if Pollard knows how great. I've literally been watching him since they said this guy. My crazy thing about Pollard is that. So in the under 20 mix, there's obviously all the franchises, all the provinces. They bypassed all the guys who were playing like under 19 Curry Cup.
Yes.
And they were like, let's go fetch that guy in Paul, in Matric.
Yeah.
You're going to come play SA under 20. And for him to not peak early, for him to not choke afterwards, like, it's a big responsibility to be playing and winning a junior World Cup, and then having the career you've had. But anyway, I just had to give Pollard his credit where it's due. But it is such a time.
It is such a time. I agree.
It's his time.
I agree.
And I feel like.
We can have Pollard in the 22 jersey there, just so those ice veins can
so he can do the Grootman thing of, come in, finish off a match. But yeah, so final predictions. Let's go with final predictions.
Stormers over Cardiff. I'm going Stormers by 9.
Okay.
Lions against Leinster. Joburg's not going to like me for this, but I'm going Leinster by 20 points.
That's a big,
massive call. Bulls Munster, I think it's going to be incredibly tight, and the Bulls are going to take it by 6. And then you've got the one we don't really care about, but Glasgow Warriors against Connacht. I think Glasgow will take that by 10, 12 points. Okay,
so those are our picks. Last but not least, as you can see, I'm as much as it's mostly focused on rugby, just finish off with a little bit of football. We're both Gunners, so you can come and hate, do whatever. We're not gonna. We are both Gunners, Gooners, and
it's been a tough 22 years, ladies and gentlemen.
It has been. It is, mate. I was in grade 7, and I thought, man, this team is so cool. We're gonna dominate, and so last night was. I don't care if we win the next 3 games or the next 2 games 1-0.
Yeah, that's all right.
Doesn't matter to me. What matters to me, we're back, and we 1 game away from it. The pressure is on City tonight.
Huge, eh? Bournemouth at home, massive.
Bournemouth still looking to get a European berth. So yeah, what are your realistic predictions? Do we get the double? Do we get the Premier League? What are your predictions?
Sure, Jam. Like, obviously, I was talking to some of my friends last night, and I was like, I'm not going to lie to you. After these tough 22 years, I wouldn't even mind City drawing tonight and us do the anti-climax taking the title. But to answer your question, I see us taking the Premier League this season. I really want to believe that we're going to do it against PSG, but I just don't see it against that firing, that strikers up front there against PSG is just absolutely terrifying. Please tell me you think something different there.
I do think something different. I think because it's a final, I'll tell you what I always have as a philosophy for final. It's anything goes in the final. So it's a once-off game, no two legs, no league sort of format. It's a once-off. So we go in there, we get a 1-0.
1-0, love that.
And we change the club forever. But I think thank you very much. This has been Experts on the Couch. I think drop your social media handles. Mine's Jam the Comedian. Check me out on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
Yeah, Mr NiceGuy Rugby, same platforms, but as Jam said, we're going to have some incredible jam sessions on this couch and around South Africa, talking about incredible SA sport and just sport around the world.
Yeah. Thank you very much for tuning in.